There's always one problem with AI video generation platforms, and what is it? You basically don't have anything called editing. You either have to accept the output with all its flaws or throw away the whole project and build it again from scratch, and there's still no guarantee the next output will even be better. But CapCut, by bringing in Seedance 2.5, has come to solve exactly this problem. Now with this update, you can change any sequence you want without changing the whole video. I just made this very video with CapCut's new model in a few seconds. Then, after hitting edit on it 4 times, finally I extended the sequence so the story could continue. Now I think let's go see how long it takes to make a video like this and what it actually looks like. Through the link I put in the description, I go straight into CapCut Video Studio. This is the main section we'll be working with, and it's going to be our launchpad. Here we give it our references and our prompt. After entering my prompt and reference, here I can specify whether I want a short clip or a full video, choose the model and output quality, set the aspect ratio based on my platform, and also set the video's duration. After that, I switch agent mode from standard to director because for this project, I don't just want a simple clip, I want more control over the scenario, the shots, the character, and the flow of the video. The idea I gave it was to make a promotional style piece for a pair of sneakers, just to see how well it could perform and what kind of output it could generate for me. The important thing that needs to be respected here is that the shoe must not change between shots. There's a skills section. Here we have a set of ready-made skills for different tasks. For example, we can use Instant Ad Maker to turn a product image into an ad, or use Storyboard Director to design the shots and camera angles before generation. Besides the ready-made skills, we can also bring our own custom skill into Video Studio, meaning we can define the project's fixed rules, the visual style, how the product should be shown, the character's traits, and even the scenario structure once inside a skill, and then reuse that same skill in future projects. To add it, we click Upload in the Skills section and bring in the skill file. This file needs to include the skill's name and description, and if it's uploaded as a zip or skill file, it needs to have a skill.md file inside it. Now that I've given it the skill and approved the video script, I pay the credits and it goes into the production process. Now after I hit generate, I go into the workspace. Here we're dealing with an infinite canvas, meaning the prompt, the shoe reference, the brief, the storyboard, the images, the shots, and the video outputs are all sitting together in the same space, and I don't need to jump between different pages to find each section. The first thing it does is analyze. It takes the idea I gave it and lays it out in the brief. I can edit the video plan it gave me if I want. An interesting point is that Seedance 2.5 supports a large number of simultaneous references, meaning we can have up to 50 different files in one project, like product images, character, environment, text, script, or sample videos. For example, if we were building a full campaign, I could keep every product model, every color variant, the brand style with different scenarios, all inside the same canvas, and pull multiple different outputs from them. Here, before the main video gets generated, I can review all the shots. This step is really important because if I see that the shoe's shape, its color, or even the product's display angle isn't right in one of the keyframes, I can fix that part before spending the main credits. After paying the credits, Video Studio starts turning each of these keyframes into video, and here's the raw output the model gave me. Now let's check whether the shoe changed in the video between shots. Then we check the runner's movement, whether the foot's contact with the ground looks natural or artificial. In this output, the shoe's shape and color were preserved quite well, and the body movement relative to the environment turned out more natural than I expected. To see how practical this workflow is for producing a large volume of content, I make 2 more versions from the same reference. One with a faster rhythm for social media, and one that focuses more on the product itself, meaning with a single shoe image and one fixed structure, I can get several different outputs without redefining everything from scratch each time. After my outputs were ready, I review all 3 versions side by side to see which one gave the best result in terms of movement, product display, and shoe consistency. The first version has a more cinematic rhythm, the second is faster and better suited for reels and social media, and the third puts more focus on the shoe's own details. The point here is that all 3 videos were built from the same reference and core structure, but each has a different mood. This shows exactly how useful Video Studio is for producing a large volume of content, because I don't need to redefine the product, style, and project rules from scratch for every version. Now, from among these outputs, I picked the one that gave the best result and moved to the next step. Now, let's look at one of Seedance 2.5's most powerful capabilities, video extension. Our main video is 30 seconds, but Seedance 2.5 can seamlessly extend the video by another 30 seconds. By taking the last frame, it continues the video while perfectly preserving the same runner, shoes, clothing, lighting, and camera movement direction. I confirm the generation credits, and the tool starts building the continuation of the sequence. And here's the result. The connection between the two videos was handled well here, fairly reasonable and logical. By repeating extend, we can stretch the original 30-second video out to around 90 seconds and turn a simple idea into a longer ad or story with several sequences. Another improvement it has is better performance across different languages. With any language I want, I can get high-quality output. After the generation and editing of the video is done, I bring all the outputs directly into the CapCut web timeline. Here I add music, sound effects, subtitles, and the final touches. I can also use CapCut's own library for music, sound, style, avatars, and subtitles. So wherever speed matters, I use text prompt editing, and wherever I need more precise control, I go to the manual timeline tools. At the end, I set the quality, format, and frame rate, and without moving the project into any other tool, I export directly from CapCut Web itself. In the end, I have to say Seedance 2.5, especially inside CapCut, can really perform well. The main advantage is that idea, reference, brief, storyboard, generation, editing, extend, and final editing all happen within a single environment. With one product image, you can build several different versions for ads and social media. Keep the product quality and style consistent using references, and if only one part has an issue, instead of regenerating the whole video, you just fix that one part. For someone who needs to produce a large number of ads, reels, or social media content every week, this means they can have one fixed structure and reference and generate multiple controllable versions from it. Now, you too can go into CapCut Web through the link I put in the description and try this workflow with your own product or idea. If this video was useful to you, don't forget to like and subscribe for the next video, my friend.